Hello, I'm Dr. Marci Lynn Jackson, and welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new here, I am so elated that you guys are joining me and you are in for a serious treat. There is a word from the Lord, so I'm just going to jump in. All right. Thank you. Oh, you know what? If you hear something here, don't forget to subscribe, like, and set that notification bell. I'm here every Monday, but I got something for you, so stay tuned. All right, I'm back. All right, listen. So last week we was talking about Elizabeth and Mary. We was talking about when the angel of the Lord had come to Mary and told her, listen, don't be afraid. I come in peace. The Lord is favoring you. He's got something for you. He wants you to conceive a child. He's going to do it by way of the Holy Spirit. He's going to come up and overshadow you. I know you were engaged, girl. I know you betrothed to Joseph, but don't worry. I'm going to handle that. And because of your obedience, I want you to get ready for this because you're about to go through some things. All right. So I want you to go get ready for it. And I'm going to send you over to Elizabeth. She's about 6 months into what she has going on and what we're doing through her. And so I want you to go talk to her and spend some time with her and work through some of this so that you're not alone. And so now we are back in this story and we're talking about being in answered prayers and how to maneuver in this space, because we could get in answered prayers and set ourselves back. Do you realize that the children of Israel was walking in an answered prayer when they left Egypt? They got into the wilderness. God had answered a prayer for them through Moses. They knew that being in Egypt was bondage. So I'm going to bring you out. And the fact that they was even walking through the wilderness, supposed to be 11 days? The fact that they was walking through the wilderness was an answered prayer. But they got there and they didn't like the conditions there. They didn't like the process that they had to go through. So they prolonged the process and eventually disqualified themselves from the promise. And that's what I'm trying to do in this month, is to help us not disqualify ourselves in the answered prayer. You get here. You've been praying for this. You fasted for this. You believed God. I've been seeing a lot where you've been believing the Lord for a husband. You get in the marriage and you don't like the conditions and you don't know how to go through this process. The Lord showed you the end state. He showed you the bliss. He showed you the end goal. And then you now need to work it out. The end goal was Jesus was going to be seated at the right hand of the Father, making constant intercession, but by way of the cross, by way of defeating the grave. And so it's like when he went to the Garden of Gethsemane, he was like, hey, can this cup pass? Do I have to die? And not only do I have to die such a horrible death? A crucifixion is the worst. Do I have to go that way? And it was like, all right, okay, all right, I'll do it. All right. It's same with Mary. Mary is saying, I'm young. I'm a virgin. I've already accepted the engagement or the agreement or the contract from Joseph. And now you're going to tell me that I'm about to have a child. Everybody knows we're in this contract stage. We now are betrothed to each other. And for me to be pregnant right now is a detriment to myself in society. People are going to know it's not Joseph. He's a good, upstanding man. Now, what we don't know is in Luke, this is Luke's account of what's happened. But over in Matthew gives the account from Joseph's perspective. And with Joseph was over there saying, you know what? All right. So now he knows Mary is going to be pregnant, or pregnant. Actually, at the time, what Matthew was sharing is that Mary is pregnant. Don't know how he found out. We don't know. The story doesn't say. Did Mary tell him? Did he see her stomach start to grow? We don't know. But what we do know is that him being a really good man, he had two things to do. One, to divorce her. He could do it publicly or he could do it private with just two people. And he was a good man and he knew that Mary was a good woman. And okay, you talking about you got pregnant by God. All right. Okay. He was a believer as well. But what he didn't want to do was to go through with that. So he really was planning a divorce. He was planning to divorce Mary. And then the angel of the Lord came and spoke to him. And he said to him, Joseph was about to divorce Mary because he found out she was pregnant. And of course, it wasn't his. And as the custom was a contract of marriage before consummation. That process was 1 year. And this took place within that time frame. This is the period of betrothal while he was thinking about divorcing her. And the angel of the Lord visited him and said to him, don't be afraid, and told him the game plan. But why didn't the angel of the Lord come to him when he told Mary? You think about those things, but that's not how that happened. This was Joseph's process, that he found out that the woman that he was under contract to marry is pregnant, and noted to be pregnant by God. But he also knew that he was from the lineage of David, a king. So he understood when the angel of the Lord told him in the prophecy of Isaiah that said that it would be through the lineage of a king, naturally, came through David, naturally, but he would also be a king from God. So I got it in heaven and I got you on earth. And so he understood and accepted that and said, all right, I'll do it. We'll move forward. And he didn't divorce Mary, obviously. But can you imagine what that would feel like and go through, that you are in answered prayers? I get the woman of my dreams, or the woman saying I have the man of my dreams. And now I'm flung into an impossible situation. Now, what are you going to do about this, God? So now Mary, if you remember in the story, as soon as the angel of the Lord told her in verse 39 in Luke, I'm back in Luke, all right, chapter 1, verse 39, at the time, Mary got ready and hurried to a town in the hill country of Judea. So soon as the angel of the Lord left her, she ran over to Elizabeth. So wherever Joseph was, she wasn't with him. She was over with Elizabeth, getting herself ready for her to go through her process, because there were things that needed to happen in order for the prophecy to be fulfilled. For whatever the angel of the Lord said, it's just like us. It's like, all right, I'm going to make you the head and not the tail. Right now you are the tail, but I'm going to make you the head. So in order for you to be the head, I got to bring you up. I got to change some things, remove some things, take you through some things so that you can stand up under the pressure of what it would be like to be the head, because you operated as a tail. Now you are a head. Now, or I'm going to make you above only and not beneath. And so I got to change your circumstances. And that doesn't feel good. That doesn't come with a Novocaine or something. Sometimes that's painful, and it's things that you go through during those times that can make you say, I'm getting off this table. I'm leaving. I'm quitting. This is not what I signed up for. That's the part that you don't know. You know that, all right, I don't meet the qualifications, so you're going to send me through something so that I can meet the qualifications so that I can be above only, so that I can be the head and not the tail. I'm going to go through those things, but with our mouths, we can speak a good game until it's time to walk it. And when you walking it, it's like, I didn't know it was going to be like this. I didn't know it was going to be that bad. I didn't know people was going to start talking about me. I didn't know I was going to get a bad reputation and I was going to have to go through a period before I got to vindication. I didn't know that. I didn't know that I was going to have to look like a liar, and then, and go through a season of that. I didn't know that that was going to be my process. I didn't know that I was going to lose everything that I got. Everything, God. I got to lose everything in order for you to make me the head. I mean, goodness, everything that the little that I did have. So in those processes that we go through, we start making preparations in that to stop or to quit, like Joseph. He wanted to stop the process because this isn't what he signed up for. He was betrothed to a virgin who's now pregnant, and it's not his child. And that's not a good look. That wasn't a good look for anybody. Mary could have been stoned. But he was a good man. He wasn't going to send her out that way. But the angel of the Lord came to visit him too, and talked to him, and he believed as well. And because of that, the prophetic word was fulfilled. Again, it is that trust. It is that belief that who promised you is able well able to perform it to completion. And it does not always feel good. You are in the hallways, the dark hallways and the trenches of an answered prayer. You are in the answered prayer, but it is a process when you get there, and you're thinking you went through so much just to get to the answered prayer that you shouldn't go through anything else, but you couldn't be further from the truth. And so what I am saying to you today is don't quit. Don't quit now. You've come too far. The angel of the Lord is visiting you right now and telling you that he is with you and you have found favor in his sight and you didn't make a mistake. What you heard is what you heard. It was God. He asked for you to do this, to believe in him, to trust him, that he is going to get you from A to Z and everything in between. He is going to see it through if you are to trust him. Don't quit. Don't turn back. Listen to the story of Mary and Joseph and Elizabeth and Zechariah and how all of their lives became intertwined. And we got our forerunner. And then now John, and now we got our John the Baptist, and now we got Jesus, who fulfilled his promise to completion. And if we look at that, everything that he went through in between, can you imagine? I know that's the Easter story of and Holy Week and all of that, and we talk about it once a week, but let's just talk about it right now. What was that like to pull a cross through a town and be humiliated in front of all the people that you've been walking through saying you were the Messiah? But where was your God when they hung you up there and nailed or drove a nail in your feet and in your hands and put a thorned crown on your head? Where is your God? You are Messiah. You rose Lazarus from the dead. You healed Jairus' daughter. You done all of this, and now you got to pull a cross through a town, and all of those people that you were saying that you were the Messiah to is looking at you, and you are to be humiliated by what these people were doing to you. Where is your God? You're not at the promise yet. But Jesus said, "Oh, death, where is thy sting?" When he got up and Mary was at that grave and her son, her beloved son, was not there. And when he now is seated at the right hand of the Father, that is total vindication. But everything in between was his process, and it was painful and it hurt, but he did not turn back. He didn't quit. And that's what I'm telling you today. That's what Joseph has told you, that even in him feeling like he wanted to quit because he didn't want to go through what it would take for him to get to the manger, right? To birth Jesus. He didn't want to go through all of those things. So he was willing to divorce Mary, but he didn't. He hung in there. And now look at us. We have a risen Savior. And that's what I'm sharing with you today. Don't quit. Don't turn back. I don't care who says what, do what, think what. You know what the Lord told you, and you need to let him walk this through you out to completion. All right. May the Lord bless you and keep you, and make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you and give you peace in this time. All right. Put your full armor of God on. Shod your feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace so that you can walk this out in peace, in faith. Go and serve the Lord. I will see you next Monday. All right. Share this with somebody who's on the brink of quitting in the answered prayer. Keep going. Talk to you soon.